What is going on today, guys? Rich here, Sean here, and Mr. Bubbles here at the start of the show. In today's video, we're going to talk about the 5 most overrated hypertrophy exercises. I got my list, Sean's got his list. Let's see if we agree. And I want you guys to let us know at the end if you want to add on another exercise that we might have missed as well. You ready for it?
Absolutely. And by the way, for those who don't know, hypertrophy means to build muscle. Also, overrated, that doesn't mean that we're picking exercises that we think suck. I actually like a lot of the ones that we're talking about, so keep that in mind when we're talking about it, but hopefully we'll give ourselves some reasons for it. So
you start off, buddy. Give me your first one.
All right, so I know Rich is going to disagree because I know it's one of his favorite exercises, but when it comes to building muscle, I think an overrated exercise is the barbell bench press. I think it can absolutely build muscle. I think it's fantastic for strength. You might argue that it is the best exercise for upper body strength, but I don't think you can argue that it's the best exercise for upper body building muscle. There's just too many limitations. You're not going to be able to get that full range of motion. It's notoriously hard on the shoulders, and if you have bad shoulders, you can't really modify too much. So for me, I would prefer a dumbbell bench press or even an incline dumbbell bench press because you can get that extra range of motion, you can get that stretch, and it's much easier on the shoulders. I'm guessing you did not have that one.
I disagree with you on that one, buddy. I disagree big time. Maybe I won't get into the reasons why I disagree, but the number one overrated exercise I have, guys, for building muscle is the conventional deadlift. Now, you might be thinking like, wow, isn't like the king of exercises? Here's the problem with the conventional, guys. Like, I love Romanians for building your hamstring and glutes. The conventional, essentially, it's like a full body movement, and you accumulate so much fatigue. And if you have a ton of fatigue, but you're not really isolating a particular muscle group, which we're really not doing here, like using our quads or hamstrings, glutes, kind of upper body, everything, then I would consider that not a good hypertrophy movement, and it just wouldn't be on my personal list. Now, do you agree with that, or do we want to save that for the end of the video, or later on the video?
Believe it or not, it's my favorite exercise of all time, but I also have this on my list as well. It can absolutely build muscle, especially in the back, the grip, your forearms, your traps, but like Rich said, it's very systemically fatiguing, and also there's a very high risk for injury, whether you're beginner, intermediate, or advanced. So I would much prefer to do a Romanian deadlift to target the hamstrings and glutes, and then other back exercises to target the back if we're talking about muscle. But like I said with the barbell bench press, it's a great strength exercise. It's just an overrated hypertrophy exercise. All right, so we actually agreed on 1 out of 2 already, so Rich is going to kick off the next one.
Next one I have, and I love this exercise, guys, like I do. It's one of my favorite movements to do. But when it comes to building muscle, I'm going to put down the push-up as an overrated exercise. Reason being, guys, it's a great full body movement. Like, you're obviously getting your chest, shoulders, triceps, and all those upper body muscles. But the problem is the limiting factor is typically going to be just overall fatigue, like whether it's your core, whether maybe it's like a tricep, like whatever it might be, something's going to give out that's not going to really maximize your potential, at least for the main muscle work here, being the chest. So I have the push-up down. Do you have that one also?
I can't believe we're actually 2 out of 3 so far. I have it as well. Limited range of motion, it's difficult to overload. Even if you are good at push-ups, it's difficult to go heavy enough to actually build muscle. And people are notoriously bad at doing push-ups. Even though we think it's like an easy exercise, it's really not. Most people don't do it properly. And although it's a great exercise, especially if you don't have equipment, not the best exercise if you're looking to build some muscle.
All right, so we're on number 3. Bubs, you're up next, buddy. What do you think? What's your number 1? He's going to skip on this one. Sean, what's your third most overrated exercise for building muscle?
I got the leg press. So I think the leg press, it's very beginner friendly. I think people love to do it. I think it's a great ego lift. I think it's great if you're looking for overall strength. It's not very functional. I don't think it's the best for building muscle. I think there's a lot of guys out there that can leg press a ton but can't squat anything. And for me personally, not only is that a sign of poor strength, but you're not going to build a lot of muscle doing that as well. I see a lot of people not really getting the full range of motion, and it does load up the spine if you're not doing it correctly as well. So although I do enjoy this exercise, I think if your goal is to build quads or glutes, it's much better to do a squat. Not to say that the leg press is useless, but I just think it's very overrated. It's one of the most busy machines at the gym all the time, and it's not the best for building muscle. I'm guessing you did not have that based off your reaction.
I did not, no. I think leg press is great. Like, just because like it's got stability, which is a huge building muscle. Like, you're locked in. You're not going to systemically fatigue your spine as much as like a barbell squat, and you can load those bad boys pretty good. So I definitely disagree with you on that one. The third one I do have, though, which kind of feeds into what I'm saying, is the barbell row. So the barbell row, guys, is a fantastic overall strength exercise. and it's even good for building your back. But the problem is the barbell row, what's going to be the limiting factor usually? It's usually not your lats or your upper back, right? What's going to give out first is either probably your lower back or even just like fatigue in general, where we're in that hip hinge position, but we just can't hold it, and then maybe our form gets sloppy and we're kind of like half reps. So barbell row for me, again, good exercise, I like it, but when it comes to building muscle, not my most favorites. Do you want to comment on that? Do you want to save it till later?
I don't have the barbell row, so no need to comment. The only reason I didn't include that, I agree with you. I just don't think a lot of people do it anyway, so it's hard to call something overrated when I feel like a lot of people aren't really doing it.
Interesting.
Good exercise, not great exercise. Stability helps, so I do agree. I have one left. He has two left, so we might as well just finish it all up here. Rich, you're going to start first. Give me your first one.
Ready to piss Sean off right now? I'm going to go with a step up, guys. And I know
Awful take.
Sean thinks it's one of the best movements ever. It's a great movement. But when it comes to building muscle, it's just not my opinion. And here's why, guys. There's not a lot of eccentric to the movements. Like, the movement is the concentric phase, right? Like, you're stepping up. Obviously, you're slowing it down a little bit when you're going down. But the primary motion of that is that shortening phase. And we know if we don't have, like, full eccentric when it comes to hypertrophy, then we're not going to maximize the results. So I think that it's a great exercise. It's a good functional movement, but it's not my favorite when it comes to building muscle. I knew that one was going to piss you off. It was a bit of a troll job there at the same time.
I disagree, because I think if you do it the right way, I think there should be an eccentric movement. I think you should take your time and get that stretch on the way down. So it's not only a step up, but also a step down. So you get the best of both worlds with that exercise. Not an easy exercise, not for everyone. It's not super comfortable, so I totally get it. You can tell Bubs is pissed at Rich because he totally agrees with me too. So I love the step up. I would definitely not have included that, but I know it's not Rich's favorite, so I digress and will agree with it.
What do you got, buddy?
Next one is the dumbbell front raise. The dumbbell front raise, for me, it's just... You work so many of those front delt muscles with a lot of different exercises. So if you're bench pressing, if you're overhead pressing, if you're incline pressing, you're working those front parts of the delts anyway. And by doing a front raise with dumbbells, you're essentially isolating those muscles that are already probably overworked. So it's just a very redundant movement. And if you overwork the front part of the shoulders, it's not going to grow it. It's also going to give you shoulder issues and cause a really big imbalance. So instead, focus on the side part of the shoulders, focus on the back part of the shoulders. I know you probably agree, but I wonder if you have that on your list.
No, it's actually good. That's a really good one. I don't have it on my list, but if I had to do it over again, I probably would put it on my list because, spoiler alert, my last one probably isn't that common of an exercise, so I would probably change that to one I would have in if I could do it over again.
We're on to our very last one here. I'm done with mine. Rich has one more, so what's the last one going to be?
So this is admittedly probably not my best one because I was getting a little bit desperate in terms of an exercise being overrated. You have to do it commonly, right? And probably a lot of people don't really do this. So the option I have down, even though if I did it over again, I'd probably go with the front raise, is the wall sits. Again, people do it for sure, but it's not like that common. The reason, guys, I do think it's overrated when it comes to muscle hypertrophy is because it's an isometric exercise, meaning you're not shortening or lengthening muscle, you're just hanging out in that position. But again, if I could do it over, I'd probably use Sean's front raise. I was thinking of putting in good mornings and upright rows in there, but again, probably not too common of movements. So for the last one here, I had a bit of a tricky time fitting in a fifth one. I know you did your 5, but do you agree with that kind of concept, or how do you think?
I do. I agree. I don't think a lot of people, to your point, do it for hypertrophy. I think if you have bad knees and you want to work your quads or during rehab, it can be great. But yeah, I wouldn't call it overrated, but I also don't disagree with what you're saying. So yeah, that's our list. If they like these kind of videos, what should they do?
You guys should comment and tell us first what if you disagree, and then make sure you subscribe to this video, guys. Agree with that?
Absolutely. We'll see you guys in the next one.